Welcome back, dear students. Today we shall solve a numerical example based on queuing theory. We have already discussed about the basic concept of queuing theory in our last video lecture. Let us quickly recall the different parameters which we'll be using for measuring the performance of a waiting line. We have already discussed that there are three types of values which we are interested in while studying the behavior or performance of a queuing model or a waiting line, and that includes input value, intermediate value, and output value. And the input values include the arrival rate. Arrival rate, we have discussed that it is the rate by which the customers arrive in the queuing system or waiting line. So, and we have also discussed that in a queuing model or the in a waiting line, the arrival of the customers follows Poisson distribution. So, and lambda is the mean arrival rate, average arrival rate of that Poisson distribution. So the customers are arriving at the rate of lambda per unit of time. It can be per hour, it can be per minute or per second. Then we we also have discussed that the server which is providing service to the customers, the time taken by the server to provide service to the customer follows exponential distribution, and this exponential distribution has a mean value of mu. So the mean service rate is mu per hour, per minute, or per second. So that means the number of customers being served in unit time is the service rate of the system. Then we have also discussed about the utilization factor. This utilization factor is the ratio of lambda and mu, and this value should be less than 1. If this happens to be more than 1, then the queue will reach to the explosive state, and then the customers will not be getting served. So we will not be able to manage such queues. So it has to be less than 1 in order to remain manageable. So this lambda upon mu or rho, it is the utilization factor, or in other words, it shows that the percent of the time or the probability that the system remains busy, system is being utilized, how much percent time the system is utilized. So this utilization factor is lambda upon mu, and C denotes the number of servers. Then we have also discussed about the intermediate values. These are the different probabilities of the number of persons in the system. So if there are no person in the system, there is no one in the system, there is no one in the waiting line, and there is no one at the server. No person in the system means system has two parts. One, a person standing at the server being served, and other part will be the persons standing behind that person who is being served. So queue plus a person who is getting served. If we combine these two, this is the total system. So if there are no person in the system means there is nobody on at the server and there is no one in the queue also. So probability that there are 0 persons in the system is 1 minus rho, which is denoted by P naught. So 1 minus rho tells us rho is the utilization factor. So 1 minus rho will tell us that what is the percent of chance that the system is free. When there are no persons in the system, that means the system is free, the server is free. So rho tells us the utilization factor, that means how much percent time the system remains busy, and what is the probability that the system remains free is given by 1 minus rho, which tells us the probability that there are 0 persons in the system. Then probability that there is one person in the system. Now this one person is actually at the server and he is getting the service. So this is equal to rho into P naught, and we know P naught is 1 minus rho, so this can be rewritten as rho into 1 minus rho. Then probability that there are two persons in the system, and these two persons can be arranged in such a way that one person is getting served and one is there in the line or waiting line. So two persons in the system is given by rho square into P naught. Rho square and P naught is 1 minus rho. So we can see there is a pattern. P naught is 1 minus rho, P1 is rho into P1 minus rho, P2 is rho square into 1 minus rho. Similarly, P3 is rho cube into 1 minus rho, that is rho cube into P naught, and similarly Pn will be P to the power rho to the power n into P naught is equal to rho to the power n into 1 minus rho, and this can go on and on up to infinity, because we are basically we will be restricting our discussion to MM1 infinity FC FS model. Then we have the output values. Now we measure the performance of the system in terms of the length of the system. Length of the system means number of persons in the system, and this includes the person being served plus the persons in the queue. So length of the system means number of persons who are in the queue plus the persons who are at the server getting served, and this is denoted in with the formula rho into 1 minus rho divided by 1 minus rho. And then length of the queue, that means number of persons in the queue only, not in the server. So number of persons, length of the system was number of persons in the queue plus the persons at the server, whereas length of the queue means number of persons in the queue only, and this is rho square divided by 1 minus rho. Also this can be represented in the form of ls is equal to lq plus rho. We can express this ls, or we can there is one more relation between ls and lq, and this is ls is equal to lq plus rho. This is another relationship which can be used at times. And then waiting time of the system, that means if a person is joining the system, how much time he spends in the system before leaving the system, how much time he is spending in the line as well as in server, that is the waiting time of the system. So that is ls divided by lambda. Now the general formula is ls is equal to lambda ws, and from this formula only we have derived that ws is equal to ls upon lambda. Ls upon lambda is ws. The general formula is ls is equal to lambda ws. Then waiting time of the queue. A person joining the queue, how much time he is spending in the queue, that is waiting time of the queue. It does not include the time he is spending at the server. Here it was including the time he spent in the queue plus the time he spent at the server. But here it only talks about the time the person is spending in the queue, and this is calculated using the formula LQ divided by lambda. The general formula is LQ is equal to lambda WQ, and this is a derivation, a derived version of this general formula. From this we can derive this relationship. Now you can notice one thing, that in all these input, output and intermediate values, everything is expressed in terms of lambda, mu and rho. So if we know only these two things, lambda and mu, and we also know that what is the type of system we are dealing, means if the system is MM1 or infinity FCFS, first come first serve, then if we know these two characteristics of that system, that means the lambda and mu values are known to us, we can calculate all the other values. From lambda and mu we can calculate rho, and then once we know the rho value, we can calculate the different probabilities, and once we know all these values, we can calculate the length of the system, which is again represented in terms of rho, length of the queue again represented in terms of rho, waiting line of the system again represented in terms of ls and rho, ls and lambda. Ls we can find in terms of rho. Here wq is equal to lq upon lambda, again lq we know lq in terms of rho. So we just need to know the lambda and mu values, and we can calculate rest all other intermediate and output values, and we can measure the performance of the system. Now let us take one numerical example. We have been given a situation. There is a supermarket and the average arrival rate of customers is 10 every 30 minutes. It is given that 10 customers arrive every 30 minutes, and following Poisson distribution. That means the arrival follows Poisson distribution, and the average time taken by a cashier to list and calculate the customer's purchase is 2.5 minutes following exponential distribution. So we can find the arrival rate using this information, and we can also find the service rate using the information given here, that is the cashier takes 2.5 minutes to serve a customer. Now using these two informations, we are required to find the probability that the cashier is free. We have to find what is the probability that the cashier is free. Then we have to find the probability that there is no queue. Also we need to find the probability that the cashier is busy, and we need to find the probability that there are 10 customers in the system, and we also need to find the probability that there are at least 2 persons in the system, and what is the expected time spent by the customer in the system. That means the waiting time of the system is also needed. We need to find the waiting time of the system. So we can see here that basically we want to measure the performance of the line or waiting model, and based on this knowledge, after we calculate all these values, we will be in a position to take decision with regard to the queue. Whether we need to arrange more servers, or we should try to minimize the waiting time of the system, or what if our system is what is the utilization factor of the queuing model. So all this, after having an understanding of the queue behavior, we can take some important decision with regard to the queue. So let us see how we calculate all these probability values and waiting times. So as I have told you earlier, that if we know just two values, and before we start making the calculation, we must understand that this question pertains to MM1 infinity first come first serve model, because we have seen that the arrival follows Poisson distribution, the service follows exponential distribution with mean service rate is equal to mu and mean arrival rate is equal to lambda. And also there is only one server, that means single server model is there. Then the number of customers who are arriving, the length of the queue, anybody, the number of persons who can join in the queue. There is no restrictions on the number of persons who can join the queue, so it is an infinite queue. Also, anyone from the population can come and join the line, so the population is infinite. And also, since nothing is given about the queue discipline, we assume that it follows FCFS, first come first serve model. So since it is MM1 infinity infinity FCFS model, we can find out the intermediate values and output values just with the help of lambda and mu. So as we are already given that 10 customers arrive every 30 minutes. So from this we can calculate the number of customers arriving per minute, which is lambda. So in 30 minutes, 10 customers were arriving. So number of customers arriving per unit time in 1 minute, it is equal to 10 upon 30. Then we had in 2.5 minutes, one customer was being served. So how many customers will be served in 1 minute? That will be 1 upon 2.5. So we can calculate mu. So lambda is 10 upon 30 per minute and mu is 1 upon 2.5 per minute. Now we can find the utilization factor, which is the ratio of lambda and mu. So this utilization factor tells us the probability that the system is busy. So this can be calculated by dividing lambda by mu. 10 by 30 divided by 1 upon 2.5. This gives us the value of rho, which is equal to 0.8333. Now let us take the questions one by one. The first question was probability that the cashier is free. Now, when will the cashier be free? When there will be nobody in the system, nobody in the queue as well as nobody in front of the server. So this is P naught we need to find the probability that there is no person in the system. There are 0 persons in the system. So this is equal to 1 minus rho. We have seen in the formula for intermediate value that probability that there are no persons in the queue is in the system is 1 minus rho, and this rho is the utilization factor. So 1 minus rho tells us the uh, percent of chance when the system is not utilized. It is the percent of chance when percent of time when the uh, system is utilized, and 1 minus rho tells when the system is not utilized, means the system is free. So 1 minus rho, 1 minus 0.8333 is equal to 0.1667. That means 16.67% chance is there that the cashier will be free, the system will be free, system will not be busy, and 83.33% times the system will be busy. Now the second part was we have to find the probability that there is no queue. Now uh, please do understand this thing. What is the meaning of no queue? No queue means it can happen in two situations. Number one, when there is no one in the system. So probability that there is no queue is the sum of probability that there is no one in the system, and or the second case could be either there is no one in the system or there is only one person in the system and who is being served. So if he is being served, there will be nobody in the queue. So probability that there is no queue means probability that there is no one in the system plus probability that there is only one person in the system. So probability that there is nobody in the system is P naught, and probability that there is one person in the system is rho into P naught. Now we can simplify it further. We can take P naught common, P naught into 1 plus rho. Now we can put all the values here. P naught we have already calculated 0.1667 into 1 plus rho 1 plus 0.8333. This will give us 0.3056. So 30.56% times there will be no queue in the system. Now we have to find probability that the cashier is busy. This is opposite of the time when the cashier is free. So we know the sum of all probabilities is 1. So if we we subtract the probability that the cashier is free from 1, we will get the probability that the cashier is busy. So sum of the total probability is 1, 1 minus probability that the cashier is free will give us the probability that the cashier is busy. 1 minus 0.1667 is equal to 0.8333. Then probability that there are 10 customers in the system. We already know from the formula this is equal to P naught into rho to the power 10. So P naught is 0.1667 into 0.8333 to the power 10, which will give us 0.16144. Then we need to calculate the probability that there are at least 2 persons in the system. Now at least 2 persons means probability that there are 2 or more than 2 persons. It means we either there are 2 persons in the system or there are more than 2, that means 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on persons in the system. At least there should be 2 and there could be more also. So either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 and so on persons in the system. Now we know that sum of all probabilities is 1. That means probability that there is 0 persons in the system plus probability that there are 1 person in the there is 1 person in the system plus probability that there are 2 person in the system plus and so on up to infinity. This is equal to 1. From this relation we can find that if we can transfer these two values, we can shift these two values to the right hand side, we will get the sum of probability that there are 2 persons or 3 persons or 4 persons or 5 persons or 6% and so on. That means we can find the value of P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5 plus P6 plus and so on. This is equal to 1 minus this value P0 plus P1. So this is transferred to the right hand side. 1 minus P0 plus P1. Now P0 plus P1 we have already calculated here. Probability that there is no Q, which was P0 plus P1. So this has come equal to 0.3056. So we can put this value here 1 minus 0.3056, which is equal to 0.6944. That means there is 69.44% chance that there will be at least 2 persons in the system. Then also we need to find the expected time spent by the customer in the system, which is the waiting time of the system. And we know that waiting time is equal to Ls upon lambda. And we also know that Ls is equal to rho upon 1 minus rho. So Ls means rho upon 1 minus rho divided by lambda. And we know the different values of rho and lambda. So we can put these value 0.8333, which is the value of rho, divided by 1 minus rho, that is 1 minus 0.8333, and this whole divided by lambda, which is 0.3333, which is 1 upon 3 or 10 upon 30. So by further simplifying this, we will get the expected time, waiting time in the system is equal to 14.99 minutes. So the customer is expected to spend 14.99 minutes in the system before he leaves the system. So this is how we can find the performance of Q if we know just two values, lambda and mu. So this is how we can solve such questions. Thank you. We will solve some more numerical problems in the next video. Thank you.